All right. I think this is working. Sorry about the thumbnail. The image quality here is probably not the best. I'm using the webcam on my laptop. I don't have a professional setup whatsoever. This is the first time I'm doing this, actually. I don't even know why I felt so compelled to do this, other than the fact that I'm just feeling really ranty after a lack of sleep. I got 3 hours sleep last night, so I'm not in the best of moods to begin with. And so I wanted to, sorry, I'm looking down at my webcam at times. I wanted to record this while I was having the maximum amount of saltiness over department stores in general these days. Not in any particular store. I mean, there are ones that I have that are here in town where I live, and so you tend to frequent places that are just nearby because it's more convenient. So I'm not picking on any particular stores. I'm sure many department stores have these same issues. I'm just going to be focusing on the ones that I go to and their problems. So I apologize again in advance. I'm not trying to single out any individual stores or say that the other stores don't have these problems, but these are just my experiences with department stores here. So I just got back from going to Target, which I used to frequent pretty often when I lived right next door to them. I don't go as often now just because I don't live as close and I don't feel the need to go as much. And then the pandemic hit, and then I didn't go at all because I didn't go anywhere during the pandemic, even though this is Texas and things were mostly all still open without, any kind of, I mean, there were restrictions to a degree. I mean, some of the bigger department stores like Target did have masks as a requirement, but even out here, I don't know that it was really enforced very often at certain points because it just wasn't worth it. As an employee, I certainly don't blame the employees for not enforcing it at times, because if somebody is just, gonna refuse to wear a mask, there's not really much you can do other than tell them, they can't come in, and they either leave or they make a big fuss. And after, 20 people a day making a big fuss, I totally understand not wanting to deal with that. So my point is, I'm not trying to single out employees. I don't blame the employees for the problems that I'm experiencing. So tonight I went to go to buy some no-show socks from their men's clothing store. I don't know why they have felt the need to separate and have two different sections of socks. It's very confusing as to why there's like two little rows or two little aisles. When I say aisles, that's probably not accurate. It's more like a little shelf in the middle of the men's clothing section by itself with some socks and then some other stuff just randomly. And then you have to go to the other part for where the rest of like the undershirts and boxer briefs, things like that, socks, where those are. My rant about them is that I don't understand why in the world there are 20 rows of the exact same sock, size 6 to 12. I understand that most men are going to be wearing a shoe size in that range. That's not an issue. The issue is there is not a single row of socks, with the exception of one solitary little, not even a row, just like a single column, or not, I don't even know the right word. It is one little peg sticking out, right? And, they got the packets of socks. There was one of those and 4 packets of crew socks, white crew socks, size 12 to 14, out of the entire sock section for men at Target. Why? Why? Is it really that hard to have like one peg for size 12 to 14 for each of the different kinds of socks? It still gives you like 19 things of that sock, and just have one of 12 to 14. Being that my shoe size is 13, I can wear the 6 to 12 socks, but they're not comfortable and they dig in my skin because they fit really, really tight. I don't like that. That's why typically, and this gets into my rant, this is why department stores, I feel like, why they are having so many issues staying alive these days. It's that they have these people, and they're probably college educated people, I'm sure, that have never even been inside Target, and they look at the paper and they say, "Ah, I see. Yes, well, according to our figures here, most men wear size 6 to 12, and those socks sell really well. So instead of having socks of any other size for either bigger or smaller feet, what we need to do is just stock those socks, and we'll make so many more sales." It makes sense, right? If we put more socks out there, more of them will sell. That doesn't make sense if I go to the store and 17 of the 20 rows of those socks are full. That means that you've got way too much supply of those socks, and that you might need to look at what are you missing. Um, why is there? Why I don't understand. It can't be that those 6 or 12 to 14s are not available. Surely, I understand that it's not going to be a large portion of men wearing those socks. I get it. Like, there should definitely be way more 6 to 12 socks than 12 to 14. All I'm saying is there needs to be at least. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera because I'm hitting the table. There should at least be one row of each for the socks. 12 to 14, big size. 12 to 14 or 12. I'm sorry, 6 to 12, 12 to 14. I don't think it's asking that much. But that's what makes me go online to order stuff. And when I go online to order stuff, I can tell you I am not ordering from Target.com for the most part, because they've already done pissed me off. Why? I'm mad that I went to your store. I went to your store. I went to go buy the stuff at your store. You don't have them there. And I understand that they're available online and I could order it online, but that defeats the purpose of me going to your store. So that makes me not want to support you. Same thing for Petco. There's probably, I've heard from people that there's awful things about Petco, awful things they do. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that here. I don't know what their ethics are. If they have problems, if they've been addressed or not, I really don't know. I don't keep up with that. But all I know is that there are times where I try to shop local to support jobs here locally in town. I've been trying my hardest to not order only off of Amazon. I still order things from Amazon. I'm certainly guilty of this, but I tried to not only order off of Amazon and tried to shop locally and give support to keep the businesses here healthy. If everybody shopped online, I mean, to me, the problem is that there's no local businesses around, and it's going to be a economical problem for the area. So, I try to shop local, try to support local, even if it's a chain department store. I mean, it keeps those people in jobs if people are going to the stores and buying things. So, Petco, I go to buy, and this was for. I mean, I tried for over 2 years at the Petco that's at our new shopping district. It's on the south side of town in the new shopping mall area. It's outdoor mall. For 2 years, I would go there to buy dry cat food for my cats. It's not an odd brand. It's Science Diet. The urinary chicken recipe for adult cats. It is not an uncommon brand. In fact, every time I went in the store to buy it, they would be sold out. And I remember at a certain point just being so frustrated, and I went to the desk and I said, I'm sorry, can I talk to a manager? Because I know the employees are not in charge of it. It's not the people working the counter. They say, oh, is there something wrong? I said, well, yeah, I mean, it is, but let me tell you my problem. Y'all never have this food in stock. It is never here. I don't understand why it's never in stock. And oh, well, let me go get the manager. We can talk to the manager. Talk to one of the managers a couple times. There was a couple different managers in the same store each time. I told them, I said, I don't understand why y'all never have this in stock. Never. Every time I come here, it is sold out. So normally, I'm not an expert on the topic, but I worked at a few grocery stores growing up, and I know that, hey, if this item is selling out, we need to put in an order for more of these items and say, hey, this is sold out. We're selling great on this. Buy more. We need to put in for an extra 10 bags or 10 whatever more of these things, or 20 more, depending on whatever it is. My point is, you would order more so that you can have supply to meet the demand. That's how a business thrives. If you have rows and rows of other food and it's not selling, you don't keep buying rows and rows of the food that's not selling. You buy more stuff for your store to have in stock for the stuff that's selling. Um, and I explained this, and the guy said, I absolutely agree with you. The problem is that we don't dictate what comes to the store. Everything is sent to us automatically by distribution, and we just get whatever they have. So, for example, if the distribution store has, or the distribution warehouse has, 100 bags of this food, and they've got to send to 10 different stores, they send 10 bags to the 10 different stores. So it's 100 bags. So it's 10 by 10. Everything goes out evenly. It doesn't matter if one of the stores is not selling any of it at all and it's just sitting in the back rotting, or if one store is selling 10 times more than that themselves. It's always distributed evenly no matter what every single time. And I don't understand how a business, especially one, because I don't think Petco is small. So I don't understand how that makes any sense to do. And I don't understand why they would run their business that way. On top of that, you can't even go, like I said, well, okay, well, let me do this. What I'll do is I'll go on your website and I'll set up like a monthly order thing for me to come pick up. Oh, we don't do that. You can't do that with us. What? So I can't even put in an order for the cat food that I want to buy for my cats at their store to go pick up because they don't do that. I mean, last I checked, it was, well, at the time it was 2020, 2019, but 2020, 2021, we shouldn't be having these issues today. Like, it should not be a thing. This is why Amazon and all these other online stores are just blowing up, because you people are running your business like a bunch of freaking idiots. Why would you run your business that way? If you need to order more food, I don't understand. Number one, the store should be handling their own inventory. They should be supplying the numbers to the warehouse. The warehouses should be ordering and getting in those supply based on the orders they get. It should not be, well, we're going to put in an order for this and then distribute it out, and whatever happens, happens. That's such an idiotic and stupid way, inefficient way to run a company, that I don't know who's in charge of Petco and why they do things that way, but that's stupid. Idiotic. I don't understand. Also on the Petco front, we'll just stay on that rant for a minute while I'm still salty. I don't understand why there is literally 3 rows of cat food in general, and 80% of the rest of the store, well, we'll say 70%. There's 10% probably for like other stuff, but like 70% of the store is for dogs. There are, I couldn't tell you how many different brands of dog food there are, with rows and rows and rows of dog food, all different kinds of dog food, everywhere dog food. In the very back left section of the store, 3 tiny short rows. They're not the long rows like the dogs have. 3 tiny short rows of cat food. I went to go buy the cat's normal wet cat food that I buy, which admittedly I've been buying online because of this exact very problem. When I went to Petco, they don't even have it. They don't even have it in the store. They don't even offer to sell it. They don't have just the normal 24 or whatever pack of wet cat food for Fancy Feast. They don't sell them. You can get, they've got some that I did end up buying just because I needed something for going on a trip, and I wanted to have something for my cats and make sure it got here on time, but they didn't have it. Like, they had a few cans here and there of like, oh, this kitten and a couple of the gravy ones, which makes my cat sick typically, so I don't buy those. That's it as far as Fancy Feast. Now, you can argue whether Fancy Feast is the best or not for your cats. That's fine. I'm not going to make that argument. I mean, my cats like it. It doesn't bother their stomachs. So I feed them that, not regularly, but once every 3 to 4 days typically. Should I buy something better for them? Probably. But the last time I tried to buy something for them that was expensive, they didn't like it, didn't eat it. So I don't know. But they had this really nice, expensive dry cat food, so I feel like that's probably not the end of the world. But regardless, why? And why is 70% plus of the store dedicated to dogs, and there's like nothing for cats? And they said, well, and I asked about that too. They said, well, really, we just don't have a lot of people coming in for cat supplies. And it's like the chicken or the egg, which came first? Were people not coming there, and so y'all didn't have the supply, and so people went elsewhere, like what I had to do, or did y'all just not sell much in the beginning, and now it's as a result y'all just don't have stuff? And I'm thinking it's probably that they just decided to cut those things out because somebody with a college education that's never been in the store was like, well, hey, I'm looking at the numbers here, and boy, we sell way more dog food than we do cat food. So let's just keep stocking up on dog food, and let's reassign these 5 rows of cat food to dog food, and we'll make so much more money. And again, that only makes sense if you are meeting the demand of the people there. And every time I go in, I can tell you that there's mountains of dog food, and it doesn't look like they've hardly been touched, the shelves. And yet, every time I go in, the cat food that I buy for my cats is not there. I mean, so I will say, I admit, for a while, I was ordering it on Amazon. Same as cat litter, because I was like, well, I'm not going to drive all the way over there just for cat litter. It's not worth it for me. So I started ordering cat litter and the dry cat food online through Amazon, so I'd know that it would come at a pretty normal rate and that I wouldn't have to worry about not being able to find the food that I feed my cats. And I usually do pretty good on keeping the supply of cat food pretty good. So I mean, it's not off. I would say almost never have I run. I think I've run out of cat food once, and that I'm having to drive quite a ways to go get more. But regardless, I'm pretty good about keeping an extra bag just in case. So I just don't. I don't understand what these stores are doing, and they complain about how, I hear about cancel culture and things like that, and how everybody's just going digital. And instead of looking at the reasons why people are shopping online, even though it is more convenient, I don't know that most people want to do it that way. It just, for me at least, it feels like I'm forced to, because there's no other options. The pet stores tell me they can't order more of the pet food for my cats. Basically, the answer was, well, the shipping truck comes in on Monday morning. So if you get here Monday night, you might be able to buy a bag of it. But I can tell you, I've been there sometimes even Monday late afternoon, and it's already sold out. So I don't know if there's somebody going in and buying it for shelters, or I don't know. But the point is that it's never there. And so it just feels bad that, even though I'm trying to support local, even though it's a chain, I understand, but you can't. I mean, they literally have no options for you to do it. Maybe it's changed since the last time I've tried. I admit, I have not tried in the last few months. I have not. But it's because what's the point? That's my thing, is like, well, I tried asking asking the managers, how can we resolve this? Can I order it on the website? Can I have it delivered here? No. In a Target, I don't know who I'd even talk to. You talk to the managers. The managers at Target are not in charge of the stuff that comes in their stores. I worked at Office Depot when I was younger. I know how this works. Corporate sends you a floor plan, and you have to design. Sorry if the cats are being loud. They're playing. They show you the designs of, well, here's how you're going to arrange all of your new shelving, and here's where all these items are going to go, and here's what you have to put on the shelves. There's really not any liberty to say, hey, we don't want to do that because our store does better doing this, so we're going to do it this way. I don't know if that's changed, because when I worked at Office Depot, it was 1999, I think. Yeah, 99. So it may be different now, but I doubt it. I highly doubt that's changed. And the fact that I can walk into nearly any Target store and the layout's almost exactly the same tells me that they don't really have any control over what they get, what products they get, what they put out. I don't know why that control has been taken from stores, because when I worked at the grocery store, when I was younger, that was not the case. The grocery stores, if you were selling out of milk, then you would put in a bigger order for more milk. And on the next truck, there would be more milk. And if you over-ordered, then you would have a problem of, hey, we over-ordered milk this week. You have to watch the trends and try to fit best you can. And there are times where you may order a bit more, and every times you order a bit less. But it wouldn't be something that would be a constant every single time that you go into, if I went to a grocery store and every single time they were out of milk, guess where I'm not going to go? I'm not going to go to that grocery store, because they never, it's one of the things I buy. I need milk. If I need milk, I'm not going to go there for milk. So why would I go there? It just doesn't make sense why these companies are having these kinds of problems. Yes, you can order stuff online, um, and yes, they will probably have it available. But I don't understand why they don't have them in the stores. Again, not asking for a whole lot here. You know, sodas and things like that. Not that I buy a whole lot of soda, but it's the same thing. You go in and there's like 100 cases of Coke, regular Coca-Cola. And this is a good example. When I went to Target tonight, another issue. I went to go buy a minis Sprite, like the little cans, not for me, but for other people when they come over. They like sometimes drink soda, the sugar soda, because I do sugar free, but so normal soda. And I bought some for somebody who's going to be house sitting for me, in case she wanted to have a soda while she was here with the cats. And they had no minis of the Sprite. But let me tell you, there was about 20 cases of the mini Coca-Colas, and not even of the zeros or the diet soda or anything. It was just the Coca-Colas, and zero of any of the other minis for anything else Coke product. It's like, and it wasn't that they were sold out. There was no, like, I looked for the SKUs on there, and it just was not listed. There was no list of, hey, this should be mini Diet Coke. This should be mini whatever. No, none of it. Is there really nobody trying to buy minis of the other sodas? I find that highly improbable. But if the pencil pushers up in the corporate are looking at it, they're saying, well, we don't sell minis of the others. Well, yeah, when you don't have them on the shelves, guess what? They're not going to sell. You have to put them out there. Again, if I would assume Coke is selling a lot more Coke than they are some of their other products. Again, sorry for the camera shaking when I hit the table. I agree they should have more. Doesn't mean you have zero of the others. Like, it's mind-blowing to me that there are people that are in charge of supplying these stores with things on a corporate level, and they don't understand basic economics to any degree at all. I think it speaks volumes as a lot of the problems we're having and why Amazon has become so big. Yes, it's a matter of convenience, but honestly, if when I went to Target, they had the things that I would buy, I would actually go to Target.com and use the website to buy stuff to go pick up or whatever, like where they come bring it up to the vehicle. I would actually do that, but Target has made me so mad at this point that I hate going there. The times I do is usually out of necessity. Like tonight, there are things that I had to get, and I did not want to order online because I don't know if they would get here before I need to leave on my trip. And so I don't want to take that risk of that stuff not getting here in time and me not having the things I need. So I had to go. You have to go somewhere. Where am I going to go? The other options are Walmart, which I don't want to get started on. It's not that I hate Walmart, but they have completely separate issues of it takes an hour. You can't go in and out without it taking an hour. But regardless, and there's not many other places that you can go to have the things that I need. Where else do I go? The grocery stores to have even less options as far as cat food and stuff goes. So that's really not even an option. Not knocking the grocery stores, just I understand they have like the basics for, the very basic necessity stuff for pets. It's not a pet store. They're not pet specific. I get that. It's not a problem. But yeah, I don't know. I got really salty tonight about it. So I felt like I needed to rant about it for a bit, even though I've never done one of these videos. I'm so fed up with all these corporations playing the victim on they don't understand why people aren't going to their stores. And a lot of it is their own fault. You can blame customers and say, well, people are using Amazon. It's like our Macy's is out of business here in town, and the nearest one's an hour and a half away, and I ordered some stuff from Macy's. They sent me a shirt with a hole straight through it because they sent me clothes in freaking plastic bags. They weren't even in boxes. Like, they weren't in plastic bags in boxes. They were plastic bags that they sent in the mail, and I don't know. Hold on, my cats are fighting. I don't know what they're doing. Anyways, they're playing, but they're play fighting or whatever. I don't understand why they sent the clothes in plastic bags. If you've ever seen how these things are handled, and not knocking UPS and FedEx and the Postal Service, but they don't always handle things very carefully. And it's not necessarily people that deliver stuff to the door. but somewhere in transit, it doesn't always get handled very carefully. And so in this case, I got a shirt that was the bag apparently got punctured from something, and the shirt had a hole straight through. I didn't keep the bag, so I don't know that the bag was punctured or not. I didn't see. However, it's either that or they sent me a shirt with the hole all the way through it, which is weird to me. I guess it's possible, but that just seems very unlikely. They also sent me a pair of, I bought a nice pair of dress pants. Um, and they sent it, not even, they were inside the plastic bag, but they weren't like in a protective bag. And from sitting in the sun or something in a warehouse for a few days, I'm assuming, the smell off those things are so bad. I tried doing like a self dry cleaning kit at home where you put it inside the little bag and it's got like the clean cloth and all this stuff. Um, didn't get rid of the smell at all. They still smell, and it's not that they smell. It smell like chemicals, they were baking inside of a plastic bag. Is what they literally smell like, and it's probably what happened. Why were they not in something else protective, or why were they not put inside, a bag with the buku of other things I ordered in a box? I don't, not praising Amazon, but I can honestly say that of the stuff I've ordered that's been clothing off of Amazon, which has not been a lot, but it's always come in a box where it's like, it wouldn't necessarily be any different from if you got it off of Target or wherever, a department store, like the socks come in a bag or whatever, typically, it would be like that inside of a box. And so that's fine though. But I don't understand the need for all these individual plastic bags when they're already in plastic or something they're wrapped. They could just go in the box and you can put all these things in the box and save on all these plastic bags, because surely most of these things come from the same department, like the same warehouse. So why would y'all not just put, if you got 20 shirts, why are you inserting them inside of 20 other plastic bags? Why are you not putting them in one box? And the box ain't have to be that big. They're shirts and pants. They don't take up that much room. I would say a standard Amazon box that I get from ordering something would easily fit 5 or 6 shirts without a problem. And that's probably underselling how much you could fit in there. So, surely it can't be cheaper. It's certainly not better for the environment to do this. But I am so sick and tired of seeing department stores playing victim on all these things that they could be fixing and they don't. They're more worried about their image in the public, but they're not worried about why they're failing as businesses. And it's not your image, whether I'm not saying you should be worried about your public image or not. I mean, it's good to have a positive public image, but I don't think that people are necessarily 100% worried about what your stance is on the environment, as far as like a corporation, as opposed to having things that you need to buy in the stores in stock. So, it's always good to have good PR. It's always good to have good policies, things like that. It certainly helps. But when I think about what stores I go to, I'm not looking at, well, what's their stance on this and what's their stance on that. I go to the store to get the things that I need, and if the things aren't there, I'm not going to shop there. And there are probably some people that do look and see, hey, well, they're not very friendly towards this, or they're anti that, or whatever, and they don't shop there, and that's fine. I understand, and there's not an issue being trying to be all inclusive. I think that's great, but I don't know that should trump actually having items to buy in your stores. So again, this is just a rant. This is me just getting kind of fed up with going out in public and shopping in stores. Honestly. I feel like at this point, it's not even worth the trouble to go anywhere out in public at this point. It's better just to get stuff online off whatever website you want to use, getting pet food off of chewy.com or whatever. The problem is that I don't want to help kill the local economy. But slowly but surely it's heading that way, because these stores just do not understand what they need to do to be competitive and to actually run a business well. Yes, Target and these guys are successful businesses, but are they trending that way? Are they trending bigger, or are they trending smaller? Because I'm seeing clothing department stores closing left and right everywhere, and people still need clothes. Like, it's not like clothes are going away. So that tells you there's a bigger problem of something else is going on. It's not just that people want the convenience of buying clothes, especially online. Like, a lot of times that's an awful thing, because you need to try stuff on to see if it fits or not. Like, I don't feel comfortable buying jeans online. I don't know if they're going to fit or not. I want to go to the store and try jeans on, even though I hate going to department stores to buy clothes. Like, I'm a traditional old school guy, I guess. I don't know. I don't like buying clothes. When I go in, I'm like, I want to buy one pair of pants. Hey, these pants fit good, and it's this size listed on the pants. I go and look at the rack and buy 4 more pairs of different colors of that exact same size, and don't even try them on, because I just want to get in and out. I don't like browsing for stuff really. So, but yeah, I mean, I still need to try the stuff on to make sure it fits. Which could be it's all other rants about how there's different pants, even though they have same dimensions listed on the pants, how they can fit so differently to the point of even not fitting, where one pair of jeans with the same measurements fits almost too loose, and then you get a completely different pair that are a different color but the same style, and they don't fit at all. Like, that to me is also baffling, but I guess that's a different rant. But I don't know. I would like to see the department stores start being handled a bit more efficiently by the local people for the areas that know what their customers are buying and understand what their customers need, as opposed to this one solution fits all crap that they're doing in every single store. I get the reason behind it, where if I go into one Target, I can go into any Target and find stuff. I get that. And you can still have that to a degree, where the laundry detergent can still be in the same place in each store. But what number of brands and how many they have and what kind they have, that can be up to the store to have, what they're selling. They need to be able to say, hey, we're selling more of these. This is what we should be putting on the shelves for our customers. This is what our customers are buying. We should be buying more of this and having it in stock for our customers that want to have it. We shouldn't have to put these 10 other brands out here because Target corporate says we have to. And they're not selling. They just sell on the shelves until we have to throw it away because it's old. It needs to be, the people there in charge need to have more control over what goes in and out of there, or in particular goes in their stores, based on what's going out of their stores. They need to look at the inventory. They need to look at the numbers themselves, and they need to order accordingly and be able to put in stock things that are selling, and not just whatever crap they get sent. And that'll probably help them. I mean, I have no business degree. I've worked in several different places where it's a supply and demand type corporation or market. So, I mean, I've certainly worked in the places enough to know the idea of how it should work. And the fact that all these businesses are failing and having problems, I think when you look at it logically, you have to look at what's failing about them and why it's failing, and say, yeah, this is a problem, instead of doubling down and saying, no, we're not changing. This is the way that we've been doing it for the past 30 years. We're going to keep doing it this way. Look at Sears. How well did that work out for Sears? Adapt, change, quit doing the same stupid crap every time and expecting different outcomes. Because I don't think that willful ignorance is going to change and make your company more profitable and change people's opinions. I think it's going to have really the opposite effect. I think we're seeing that still to this day. So I don't know. I guess that's enough of a rant for now. So apologies if it's boring, if it seems stupid of me to do. I mean, it probably is, but I feel like I need to get off my chest. I've never done this before. It feels kind of not about freeing, but I feel better. Normally, I would probably rant to friends why I've been drinking, but not only pandemic stuff, but a lot of my friends have moved away. So, hey, whoever's watching this, you get to deal with me ranting, I guess, this one time. I may not ever do it again, but I felt like it was something that's just really frustrating, and I'd like to see change at some point. I'm not going to edit this video. Whatever's in it's in it, and it is what it is. So, anyways, Thanks for watching. Thanks for complaining if you complain or whatever. So, see you later.